Welcome back everyone. Hi, if you're new, I'm Tori, and today I am going to be jumping onto the tail end of Space Opera September and share with you some of the books that I plan on reading before the end of the month and the readathon is over. So if you're unfamiliar, Space Opera September is a great readathon that was created by Thomas from SFF 180, and this year for round 3 it's being co-hosted by Rachel from The Shades of Orange and also Whitney from The Secret Sauce of Storycraft. So I will leave all of their announcement videos down below. They're all really creative and were just a lot of fun to watch, and this is one of my favorite readathons. So like I said, I did want to just jump in and see how much I can read before the end of the month. So I have 4 books to share with you. Very ambitious, I know, but 2 are actually a priority, and then I just threw in another 2, you know, like a just in case, and one of them is actually on audiobook, so I feel pretty confident that I can get through that one. So let's get into the video and what I plan on reading. I hope you all enjoy. For September is always a lot of fun because there's a story path that you can follow, and so I'm going to share with you my intended path as we go through all the books here. The first stage of your journey is to actually decide what your method of travel is going to be, and so for my method I'm going to choose warp drive, and that's just to read a total of 4 novels. And then for stage 2, this is where your prompts actually start coming in at, and you can choose what your mission is going to be. And so my mission I'm going to choose is Invent Lightspeed, and this is a book that was published after 2010. And so for this one, I am going to be reading Ancestral Night by Elizabeth Bear. This is one of the priority reads for me. I have been trying to read this book, I think, since the very first Space Opera September. It always falls to the bottom of the TBR, and it just keeps getting pushed back every single year. But this is one that I've just never lost interest in. So I am really excited now this year that it is a priority for the tail end of September. In this, we have our main character, Hamey, and Hamey, along with her crew, are running a routine salvage mission, but this time around they stumble upon this ancient relic that could just change everything. And then it sounds like she tries to do the right thing and alert the authorities, but they turn out to be corrupt. And so she takes it upon herself to be the one that has to save the galaxy. So this has always sounded like an epic read to me. I cannot wait to finally dive into this after so many years and see finally what I think of it. And then the next step on my journey is to survive an unplanned event. And there are several prompts for this stage 3, and I'm gonna choose 2. One book is the priority, one is not. The first unplanned event that I'm gonna survive is engine failure, which is a big deal. And to overcome this one, you have to read either a space horror or a book that has an element of survival to it. And for this one, I'm gonna choose The Deep Sky by Yume Kitasei. This is a debut sci-fi novel in which our main character, Asuka, is one of 80 elite graduates who've been going through this really competitive program, and they've all been selected for this deep space mission, basically to be humanity's last surviving hope. So they've been traveling for so long, and they're responsible for giving birth to the next generation of children in deep space. On this journey, something catastrophic happens. This bomb goes off and it ends up killing 3 of the crew members and knocks the ship off course. And then it becomes up to Asuka to find out what exactly is going on and hopefully solve things before, you know, catastrophe can strike again. But in doing all of this, she feels like an outsider because not only was she chosen last for this program, but she also has some identity, the things that she's trying to work through, because she was chosen to represent Japan for this mission, but she doesn't feel like she really knows Japan because even though she is half Japanese, she was raised in America. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and again, this is priority for the readathon. And then the next unplanned event that I want to survive is that I find a stowaway on my ship. And for this prompt, you have to read a book that is based like on a popular franchise. So for this prompt, I'm gonna read The Light of the Jedi, and this is the first book in the Star Wars High Republic series, and this book is set right before the events of The Phantom Menace. The setup for this is that it's the golden age for the Jedi, and the people have full confidence in them that the Jedi will handle anything that comes their way. But everything changes when a ship explodes in hyperspace, and the Jedi are sent to figure out what happened, what's going on, and pretty soon a threat emerges that is a little more sinister than they were expecting. So this sounds great. This has been on my TBR for a while, but this is pretty low priority on the SOS TBR. This is more like a, if I have time, I'll get to it sort of thing. And then the final stage is stage 4, which is pick your epilogue. And for this one, I am going to retire. It's been a long journey. I have done so much for the galaxy, so I'm gonna retire. And for this one, you have to read a sequel or a finale. And this is the one where I am going to rely pretty heavily on the audiobook. I have the audiobook for Starsight, which is book 2 in the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. I really enjoyed book 1, Skyward. I don't love that book as much as I think a lot of other people do, but it was still really enjoyable. And I think the more the time passes, Spencer has grown on me in a way I didn't really expect. So I am excited to just dive back into this and see where her story takes her from there. If you guys are unfamiliar with Skyward, this is Sanderson's young adult series, his sci-fi series, and our main character Spencer, she has always wanted to be a pilot. She's looked up to her father since she was little, and the pilots are kind of like the heroes of this world. They defend their world from this enemy known as the Krill, and Spencer has just always wanted to be up there and be a pilot. But in book 1, Spencer's dreams of becoming a pilot are severely derailed when her father is labeled a traitor for turning on his people. Things just become that much harder for her, but Spencer, she is so determined, and book 1 is just a lot of fun. You have some great action sequences, a solid cast of characters, and like I said, now that a lot of time has passed, I think Spencer is slowly growing on me, so I do want to get back to her story and see what's been going on. And book 4, Defiant, is actually coming out, I think like at the end of this year. I probably won't be caught up by then because there's still book 3 Titanic, but we'll see how things go. So that is it for me, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you've been participating in Space Opera September, or if you do want to try to squeeze in a book or two before the end of the month. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.